So this is what it looks like before I stir it. It's been sitting in the refrigerator for a week. So then I stir it, so you can see the water and the flour kind of separate, because that's all it really is water and flour. So what I do is I will take a separate bowl, and however many cups are in this, so let's say there's 10 cups, then I'll add 10 cups of flour and 10 cups of water. So I'll take this out and I'll measure it, and once I stir it, so I'll show you. So now I've stirred it. It's all been incorporated with the liquid that you saw from the first video, and now I'm gonna measure it out to see how many cups I have all together. So this is what like the second step is I just stir it, and this is what it looks like. I use a huge Tupperware bowl because I have a lot of starch. This is what you do next, and you stir it. Just stir in all that flour and water that you just added to the bowl of the first mixture. And I kind of get all the clumps out, so it'll be stirring for a few minutes. And then, so you just let it now sit. When I've the original start, and then add 1 cup and 1 flour to how many cups original start there were, and then I just stirred it together. So there it is. You can kind of see it's already starting to bubble right there. That means it's starting to activate. So in about 4 hours, I will then be able to use it, and that's when I make my bread. So you kind of stop right now until 4 hours, and then you're done for the first part of it. Some people will actually feed their start and then wait till the next morning, like 8 hours later, and then use it for recipes. I'm just following the recipe that I use the most, which is bread. There's so many recipes out there, but this is the one I use first. Anyway, so here you go. So you can see how they're bubbling up. I actually have 2 bowls full because I have so much starch now. So if you need more starch, don't hesitate to ask. Okay, so here it is. It's almost like you're making your own kind of, I would say, alcohol. We're fermenting stuff. So it's kind of cool. It's all bubbly and stuff like that. You can smell the sourdough. My sourdough is not super sourdough start. Some people have more sourdough. Mine, I don't know what I've done wrong, but it doesn't have a sourdough taste. So from here is when you start using it. Onto the fun part. So you put 2, I do a double batch every single time. Look at my poor bowl, it's so messy. I do a double batch. So I do 2 cups of milk, and it looks more than 2 cups because I added some butter in there. So I do 2 cups of milk. I put it in the microwave for like 1.5 to 2 minutes. It's supposed to be 120 degrees. I don't know. I just do it that way. Then you put 4 tablespoons of butter. Anyways, and then you put it in the milk mixture, and then you're gonna add 2 cups of the starch, and then I'll stop right there. So next, I've got currently, remember this is a double batch, I've got 2 cups of starch that has been risen, so that's from the bowl. Then I've got 2 cups of milk, 4 tablespoons of butter, 2 cups of flour, 2 tablespoons of sugar, and 3 teaspoons of salt. I'll send you the recipe, by the way. And then I blend this up. It looks like a big, thick pancake mixture, and then we'll go from there. So this is what the pancake mixture looks like. So I use the beater on that. And then I'm gonna add 3 cups of flour and use the dough hook. And then from there, it's just waiting for it to be done. I'll show you that. So this is what the dough looks like. It looks nothing like raised yeast dough. See how it's like super tacky? So I just use my spatula and I remove all of the sticky stuff, and then I will put it on a floured surface like this. I use like my silicone because honestly, counters just are funny, but the silicone is easier to clean up for me. Anyways, so I just put it on there. So as you can see on the sides, it kind of still has the stuff, but it's super easy. If you just take your spatula, it'll come right off. But if you touch it, it is so sticky. So I just only use my spatula until I'm ready to touch it. So I even turn it over using my spatula like that. And I let it raise for about 30 minutes. And then we'll do it one more time. So this is the first 30 minutes, and then we're gonna go from there. There we are.
So as you can see, the dough is getting, I guess, like a little fuller, but now I can touch it. It's not so sticky, which I really like. So I'm gonna let it raise for 30 more minutes, one more time, and then put it in the pan. So this is what it's gonna look like for now. Well, I'm gonna actually, you know, roll it together, smooth it out, like, sorry, one-handed. Anyway, so smooth it out like that, and then I'm gonna let it rise one more time for 30 more minutes. And then it'll sit in the pan for about 5, and then we'll be done. So, see, look how nice she is. She's so pretty. So, almost the final step. So look how smooth it is now. So smooth. So, just 30 minutes, then another 30 minutes, so 2 30-minute time periods, and then you can just go ahead and, I'm gonna slice it in half, and then put them in the pans, and I'll show you what we do after that. So, isn't that pretty? And I also still massage it and roll it down and, you know, almost get like the air out of it kind of thing. I don't make it look with one hand. I usually do 2 hands, but it's a little more challenging. Sorry if I'm making you like seasick with my video. There we go. That's better. My hand being calm. Anyways. So I'm going to try and show you how I roll it out. So I just kind of punch it together like this, but then I kind of smooth it out, almost like a rectangle. I'm not doing it as pretty as I usually do. I have church in like 5 minutes, so I'm trying to get it done. Anyways, and then I just roll it up. Let's see if you can see it. I don't even know if you can see that. Yep, you can. It's kind of tacky right now. A little flour in my hands, but you kind of roll it. So I make it flat, and then I roll it up, and then I put it in the pan. So it's in a pan like that. So let me get the pan. My hands are all sticky. So there's the pan. Not as pretty as it usually is, sorry. But this is the first one I did. So see how smooth it is? My hands got a little sticky because I didn't flour them firsthand. Anyways, so that's what they look like. And then I have these little bags. Look like this. And I just put them over top of them. And then I sit them out for 5 hours. And I'll show you when they look like when they're ready to go. So Bobby, ignore me, it's in the background. So here's what the dough looks like. So see, it's nicely risen. So what you have to do now is you bake it at 350 for about 35 minutes. Depends on your oven. Mine takes about 30 to 35 minutes. And so what you do is you take a razor blade. That's why I use this razor blade. And I slice it clear down. This is like probably the most satisfying part of it. I don't know why. Anyways, if you don't make a slice there, it'll make it out. It'll pop out that way. So it'll have to release some air somehow. So if not, I've actually had some, I forgot to cut it. It'll pop out, the side will pop out and stuff like that. So this is the best part, and then you just bake it and you'll be done. And I always test it like a cake testing. So I'll show you that when I get done. So here's a picture of the one that was not very pretty, but see, it still looks fine. So I'm just gonna go ahead and cut it across. I want to show it to you so you see. I don't know why that's so satisfying. Anyways, they have special tools that you can use, but I've never bought it. I just rewash this razor blade every single time. So there you go. Make it sure it all the way to the end.